very interesting hierarchy, to say the least, you guys. Very diverse. I want to talk to, there's a lot of young people on here. Okay. And, I've gotten the privilege of knowing a lot of you guys and gals, and it's just really, I can't wait for this weekend. It's going to be like a reunion. That's how I feel when we all get together. Ed and Yvonne have been dear friends of Patty and ours for years and years and years. And to see what you all are doing, I think I have one regret, and that is I didn't move to Tampa. I think that's my only regret. But you guys are just absolutely killing it, and it's just so great to see. Let's see what's going on here. I got something popping up here. But I wanna talk to. I had a chance this past Monday. Wow, full room as well. I had a chance this last Monday to hear Luis and Alejandro and Ryan, and I've had Brandon has been on my calls as has Edward, and I don't want to leave anybody out, but I mean, I have followed you guys, and I always have the young, the young upcoming leaders on, because when I hear you all, I hear a lot of me. Okay, I mean, so I don't know. I guess you guys take a lot of notes because we've been doing schools together. I don't know how long, Ed, but we've been together, Ed and Yvonne, and we've been working together at least, it seems like a decade, at least a decade, maybe longer, doing schools. And I remember when Ed and Yvonne would show up to the school with, 15 people, 20 people, 30 people. And to see the explosive growth and the focus on recruiting and building it right. And I'm gonna say that again, the focus on recruiting and building it right. It's so obvious to me. It makes me so proud that there's a young group of leaders in our company that are committed to doing it right. And that was what was evidenced on Monday morning. Okay. When a 20-year-old, a 23-year-old, and a 25-year-old literally take the Primerica playbook and break it down, I know what's getting ready to happen in that room. And for those of you that are plugged into the Ortiz hierarchy, it's not magic. There's never, I think the most important thing for all of you to understand is there are no shortcuts. There's no quick gimmick plays. Anybody that goes up fast, it generally comes down faster. Integrity, doing it right, doing it with class, being focused on your clients and delivering for them as the highest priority, has to be, the way we build our business. And when you guys are a lot like I was. I was 23 when I started. I started in Tampa. I started on Kennedy Boulevard, Lois and Kennedy. Okay, that's where Dick Walker's office was. And I walked in there as a 23-year-old, and I had big goals and big dreams. And, I was one of those guys where if you said to me, if I could show you how to double or triple or quadruple your income, would you quit your job and go full time with me? And that, by the way, that statement, if you could double or triple, if I could show you exactly how to double or triple or quadruple your income, would you quit your job and go full time with me? That's a very powerful statement. I got that statement this past week from Hector LaMarque. I had the privilege. I want to talk a little bit about Hector and about all what I'm sharing with you guys today. I went to Ireland. Mike Oots invited me to Ireland. Many of you don't know Mike Oots. Mike Oots recruited Mike Tuttle. Mike Oots is a wonderful guy, financially independent, but basically what he did in this business, he was pretty much a financial advisor who recruited Mike Tuttle and now overrides Mike Tuttle and Bill Stewart and Mike Sharp and Hector LaMarque and, Rick Susie and the Youngers and everybody. Okay. And he makes $1 million a year. I mean, you truly are one recruit away from an explosion. I think Ryan said that you're one recruit away from changing your life. He said that at the 8:45 meeting of the Big Hitter Call. I've been plugging into the Big Hitter Call for 15 years, however long it's been going on. Actually was one of the founders of that with Larry, because I wanted to make sure on Monday morning I was thinking about recruiting. I wanted to make sure by 10 o'clock Monday morning, I wasn't thinking about anything but recruiting and growing distribution. And, I grew, I had a chance to grow up in a world with Dick Walker where fundamentals were everything. Where, when Hector talks about his 7 fundamentals, they are no joke, you guys. You guys and gals, if you will commit to, and by the way, Hector has a website now, and I'll send it to you guys. He's got a YouTube channel with over 220 videos on it. It's free, that they just created. And I would just tell you that material, there's nothing more powerful in Primerica than that material. There's nothing. I have been, when Jan got sick, Hector pretty much disappeared for 18 years to be with her and to travel the world. He just didn't know how much time he had with her. And he had built a business that allowed him the freedom to completely pretty much step away. Didn't go to a meeting for 18 years. Paid $60 million. He was paid $60 million during that period of time, that 18 years that he didn't really work. $60 million. How did that happen? It's built right the first time. And, I've seen, and we've all seen the flash in the pans. We've all seen people that do, well, I don't know if you've seen it. I hope you never see it. Group meetings, and then breakout rooms on Zoom where they go and they close people on life insurance and investments in breakout rooms. Okay. Now I would doubt that that's happening anywhere in the Ortiz organization, but just in case any of you meet somebody who's doing that and you think that's a good idea, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. This is a one-on-one business. This is a relationship business. This is a business of people knowing that you care, that you really care. This is a customer service business. This is like today, this is a CRM, turn on the campaigns business. We have an amazing business that gets screwed up by people who are totally focused on recognition. When you get totally focused, and I'm talking now to the young people, if you're like I was, I played sports all my life. I came into this was just a new sport to me. Wow, this was just a new sport. I could win trips. There were leaders' bulletins. I could walk in the room and everybody knew who I was. If I did well, I could be the man. I could go to a convention and people were asking for my autograph. Let's not understate how for a lot of us that we like that. Those that we like it. It feels good. It feels good to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody's got a flashing sign on their chest that says, make me feel special. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't have the discipline and the work ethic and the integrity or the example or the mentorship, which you all have, of how to do it right. You've got a family business that's committed to developing vice presidents the correct way. Your numbers clearly demonstrate that. So I went on this trip with Mike Utz, Rusty Crossland, Ed, you're upline, and Hector LaMarque. And I was with them for a week in Ireland, playing golf in Ireland at a golf course. If any of you want to look it up, it's called Doonbeg. It's Doonbeg. It's Trump Doonbeg. It's a Trump property. Doonbeg is an amazing community course and literally a resort. Put it on your bucket list, golfers. We played another course called Ballybunion. But I had a chance to be with Hector for a week. And Hector is not a flashy guy in any way. Hector's very low key, very soft spoken. But I got to tell you, when we would, when you play golf with someone for 7 days and you have 3 meals a day with them for 7 days, you get to know them. And the most impressive thing to me is no matter where our conversations would go, they always came back to the 7 fundamentals. They all like the idea that that each and every one of you has the ability to get your skill set to an 8, 9, or 10 in 7 areas. And then because you're an expert in those 7 areas, you then can bring somebody into your business, become a friend of theirs and a mentor of theirs, and show them exactly what you do to earn money and to help people. Like, that's, to me, that's mind-boggling that but it's as simple as you master prospecting, appointment setting, presenting, which I include in presenting referrals, overcoming objections, product knowledge, recruiting clients from the kitchen table. The greatest recruits you'll ever recruit are clients first. They already believe in what we do. They have shortfalls. They need more income. Many times they need the solution to their problems, to their goals and dreams, to their challenges is more income. And then getting new recruits started correctly and working with new people to help them understand that there's a few different Primericas. And I think the thing that I heard Monday so loud and clear that you all should be so proud of as a team was all of these young people spoke about distribution, building an army, growing licenses, doing it right, teaching people the fundamentals, leading by example. 4 by 10,000, it seems like it's the number that stood out to me as the number. 4 by a personal. I'm not a person who believes in recruiting double-digit directs every month. I just don't believe in that. I think you may have to do that for 2 to 3 months to find 1 or 2 people that you want to work with. But if you're spending that much time on direct recruiting, what the heck are you doing with your teammates that you brought in? I've always built wide in sprints, and then I've maintained with 2 to 3 recruits a month myself, direct. But my focus then was turned to those that demonstrated through their actions that they were worth my time, effort, and energy. I think the most important thing for those of you that are young and are working social media, you're working your 100 Instagrams or whatever you're doing a day. I think you need to understand there's maybe there's a period of time that you're spending hours doing that, but your hours can shift to hours and hours and hours field training, somebody watching you, somebody by your side that you are teaching to do exactly what you do, building a $10,000 leg, something that can operate outside of you. We're in this unique business where you could be a district leader today. You could build 2 $10,000 solid legs, one run at least by somebody who's fully licensed full-time and has reproduced themselves, meaning they have people they've recruited, trained, and got producing and training on their own without them. See, the key is how many people do you have on your team who can write a piece of business without you? Then, more important, is how many people on your team can train somebody to write business without them. That's the producer-reproducer concept that you guys have heard me speak about. How many people do you have that have trained somebody that can produce without them, and you had nothing to do with it, other than you were the nice guy that was there to oversee it, guy or gal, to oversee it, but they did the work. That's a replacement. Somebody who can create, others who can produce, and others who can reproduce. Now that's a replacement. That's my ticket to RVP. If they're doing the production, they've got the quality business, they're fully licensed, they're making money, their team's making money. Now I've got a potential replacement. Well, you build 2 of those, not only do you go to RVP, you go to RVP with somebody ready to go to RVP. You're on your way to SVP. And let's make no mistake about it. The comp plan really starts at SVP. Doesn't start at RVP. RVP is, okay, now you get to start. Everything you're doing to the RVP is like, it's minor leagues. You're in the minor leagues. That's where you are. You want to get to the big leagues, the major leagues, get to RVP. Now you're in the big leagues. Now, once you're in the big leagues, what are you going to do with it? You're going to produce productive RVPs who know how to do the business without you, or you aren't. Most don't. but you're in a culture. You guys and gals you are very fortunate. And I'm not just trying to blow smoke up your leaders. You know what? I'm telling you, you are very fortunate to be in an environment where there are literally 3 families working together as one family, husbands and wives working together to build an organization, 3 leadership teams all together. I've not heard it. I've never seen it. So there's no accident that what's happening has happened. Now, are you going to go and master the fundamentals? Are you going to spend the time like Lewis and Alejandro spoke about, like organizing your time properly? I see you all there. It's 9:30, but what's most 9:30 mornings look like? I'm going to tell you, it sounded to me like everybody's already read their books. Everybody's already done their workouts. Everybody's already done their prayer time. And everybody at 9:30 is ready to go, dressed and ready to go. It sounds to me like that's the culture that's been created. Now, either you're following in that culture, which if you are, you're smart, or you're not following the culture and then you're distracted. You're distracted. Okay, but you don't have to stay distracted. You can make a decision. I'm not going to be distracted. I am going to be one of those. I am going to become one of those people where it becomes very obvious very quickly that people that know what they're doing need to spend time with me. Your attitude ought to be, I'm going to become it's going to be so obvious through my work ethic, through my energy, through my attendance, through my work on licensing, through my work on self-improvement, through my activity. You can do all of those things without any production, by the way. All those things I just said, there's no production in there. You can make it so obvious that you've got the energy and the attitude that's worth mentorship. You're worth mentorship. You're worth somebody noticing that you care and you've got big goals and big dreams, and you're not here to make $1,000 or $2,000 a month part-time. That's not your reason for being here. By the way, if you are, God bless you. That's wonderful. You can do that. But if you want to be noticed, they've got to see somebody who wants to make $250,000, $500,000, $1 million a year, change their life, get wealthy, and change a family tree. That's what we're in search of. That's what the Ortiz family is in search of. Not that the other people don't fit in. Of course they fit in. And you may not be there right now. That's okay. But some of you are. Some of you are, like right now, your focus is, how do I get 100 how am I going to get 100 code licenses? Like, how fast can I get 100 licenses? How fast can I get 250 licenses? I don't know what Luis or Alejandro said about that, but my sense is that 250 licenses, you're going to be making $400,000 or $500,000 a year. I don't know exactly what the number is, but if you have any mix of investments in there, which you are also very blessed as I close out, you also are very, very blessed. Very, like beyond. I can't even begin to tell you how many goofballs in our business run around recruiting and writing premium and don't do any investments. They're goofball. It's goofy to me. What are you doing? Like, what planet did you come from? Who in the heck who taught you to do that? I have people in my organization that do it. And then it comes time for them to go to RVP and they're not securities licensed. Now they're mad at me. Or now they're securities licensed, but they don't have a Series 26 license. So it's time to promote an RVP and they can't because they're not 26 licensed. Or they never do the investments until they're close to RVP. So they get to RVP and they don't even know how to do the investment business. Then they expect us to teach an RVP how to do the investment business. I like teaching districts and divisions how to do the investment business. I like teaching people that are going to be field training a lot of new young people that when you do an easy key Roth IRA on top of a term life app, your QBI is high, you're doing the right job for the client, you're being an example, and you're setting passive residual income in place for yourself. I like that. I think that makes more sense. Okay. So and you have an example of an amazing securities leadership team. You all don't leave it out. So all I can tell you is, thanks for inviting me, but you guys are my heroes. You guys have become my heroes. Literally, you're the model. We're bringing a bunch of our base shop down to this event. My new group from the north is coming down. I got a bunch of my folks coming down. I don't even want to do an event. I just want everybody to come to Clearwater 3 times a year. Literally, because of how well it's run, how great the competition is, the unbelievable example, the synergy that now we've created with Andy Onstead and Jimmy Meyer, the fact that we're going to Bill and Collis with us this event. You all that live anywhere near the Tampa area, if you don't work from now until next Friday at 6 o'clock to absolutely load that place up, you're a goofball. You're a goof. You got something wrong with you. You don't get it. You're like this is the moment where you get to put people in an environment and quickly find out whether or not they're worth your time. People that like the environment are worth your time. People that don't like the environment, don't spend, it's a cleansing process. The big events either attract you or they don't. And if they don't, they don't. That's cool. But when they do, that's a sign. So you guys, awesome. Can't wait to see you. Thanks for the invite. Go master your 7 fundamentals. Keep doing it right. I don't have anything to teach you guys. You're plugged into the best of the best. See you guys. Thanks, Sean. Thank you all.
Like brother Walmart, Walmart's everybody, bro. I want to give teams, bro. When how many to start, Randy? I'm anywhere to say thank you or you're like add some parting words real quick.
Let's see this. So make sure my son is taking care of everything I'm doing. Are you able? Yes. Okay. I'm okay for a minute or two. My son is taking care of my conference call.
There you go. There you go. John, man, it's so good to see you, man. So good to see you, man. And let me tell you, first of all, Jason, thank you so much for setting this up. It was absolutely phenomenal. Every time I hear John, it's just that, I mean, this is a fountain of wisdom coming in. So absolutely phenomenal. Let me tell you a little bit about John as well. Because of John, I would say we took it over to $1 million because there was a time where Yvonne and I were so, I don't know what happened, but we were about ready to quit TBLFs, or what is known as ECBS, right? The school. And we're like, man, we could do it on our own. We know we could do it on our own. We've done it before. We're doing all that stuff. And we're probably about at 300, 400,000 in income. And I sat down with John before we make a decision. And John went ahead and gave us some wisdom where, you know, he encouraged us. He basically just led the way. And because of that, man, we just plugged in, we stayed there, we stayed focused. And I honestly got to thank you, John, for taking us to that next level. 'Cause it really helped us out, you know, tremendously. And John is a person of, man, I'm telling you, you talk about whenever the company needs some organization, whenever the company needs a presentation to be done. As a matter of fact, for those of you in investment, he wrote up the little brochure at the IRS, or the, why individual retirement account, the IRA account.
The Roth IRA.
The Roth IRA, which is phenomenal. For those of you who need to learn about that stuff, that's absolutely phenomenal. So I want to thank you, John, and thank you for the 7 fundamentals. And I know you plugged in one in there as well. But man, hey, I appreciate you so much, and I definitely look forward to seeing you here this next coming weekend. So
I think I did my talk for this week. I did it today, so you guys will hear it again. But I will tell you this, Ed. I did that brochure, but I also did something else, and you also go check it out. It's in the life insurance area. There's a new training. I don't know the name of it, but there's a new training tool. There's a new training area that on life insurance, and they're modules. Most people haven't seen it. And then there are quizzes, and every new licensed life agent in our organization is going to be required to go through those. And I've been encouraged. I said, you guys have, we have Vivint. We've got to do a certification for Vivint, but a new licensed agent doesn't have a certification for our life insurance product. And so I got them to put this whole, it's unbelievable. It's like, what's an IBR rider, child rider, end of term conversion, like everything on our product, little 3-minute videos on the competition, on IUL, on the company. And then there's quizzes that our people can go through. And so if you had, so that I think is the probably the greatest contribution I could ever have made to the company. So they finally have it. And unfortunately, most people don't know about it, but I wanted to mention it.
And it's on POL.
Yeah, it's on POL. Actually, if you go to your Primerica app, it's right in the middle of your Primerica app. There's like, I don't know, right at the top. It's right there. It's a new training deck that's available where you can go to products and then life insurance, and you can see it there. Okay, so, but it's super valuable for all your newer licensed people. And boy, it does a lot of work for us that we won't have to do.
We'll definitely look into that. Definitely look into that. Thank you. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Yvonne, how you doing, dear?
Yeah, bring Yvonne up.
Oh, we can't hear you.
Thank you. Now, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they need to turn it. Thank you, John. Listen, I just wanted to say one quick thing to every single person listening to me right now. You need to thank John for the way that your business is run right now, because he's so selfless. He gives so much of himself so that every single one of us, which he doesn't override, can succeed in this business too. So for that, John, I am thankful. Thank God that we can find and build relationship with friends just like you. Appreciate it. Wish you the best.
All of you guys. Well, we'll see you in a few days. See you guys.
You,
Sorry.